Well, hi guys, welcome back to Linda's Pantry. And today, as you see in the title, I'm super excited. It's PumpkinPalooza 2025. So October brings so many things. It's fall, we've got pumpkin everything. My oven is preheated. So we've got pumpkin everywhere. And until the end of the month, you can get them. They're readily available to you. But if you don't take advantage of that they're there and available right now after Halloween, typically you don't see them anymore. Sometimes you do, but it's kind of rare. So I just feel like this is the time if you're going to put pumpkin back. And I am that girl. I do not care for pumpkin pie out of a can. There's only one recipe that I use canned pumpkin in. Actually, two. Dog food and pumpkin crunch cake. But I am going to use fresh pumpkin this year to see if I like it even better because that pumpkin crunch cake is so good. It's so yummy. But today's video is on how to preserve pumpkin. So you have it, it's only here a short time, and you want to have pumpkin to use later on in the year, and pumpkin in the can is expensive. So get your pumpkins. If you can get them after the holiday, you can, sometimes you can get them at a discount. Gather them up. I challenge you. And not just pie pumpkins. Regular jack-o'-lantern pumpkins are okay as well. So I gotta wash these. I thought I already washed these. It was the other ones. Okay. Jack-o'-lantern pumpkins are just as good as pie pumpkins. They have a lot of deep flesh. You would never know the difference, I promise you. These might be a little sweeter, but we're gonna add sugar anyway, so who cares? But I like roasted pumpkin with just butter and salt and pepper. So good. And once you puree it, then of course, then it's like a mash. And that's okay too. And I've actually added it to mashed potatoes, and you add fresh pumpkin in there. It just sends a whole new element. You can make soups. You can add it to, you can thicken a stew with it, or a chili. Pumpkin and chili, yes please. It's very, very good. I make a pumpkin curry soup, so maybe I'll make that for my next video for you. But for today, we're going to talk about preserving the pumpkin. I am going to be freezing pureed pumpkin, and I'm going to be vacuum sealing it in vacuum bags. But first I need to roast it. So, but you can can pumpkin. You cannot can pumpkin puree. So pumpkin has to be canned in cubes, just like butternut squash or any of the other winter squashes. You can can that, but it has to be cubed. So the water, which is the catalyst to get the heat to the center of the jar, can get to the center and heat everything all the way through to kill any bad bacteria, botulism. All those things must go away, and that's the only way to do it. It's not safe. There's a density issue if you try to can pumpkin puree. So I want to have puree, so I'm putting it in freezer bags, and they stack up nice and neat. You know, 2 or 3 cups in, actually I do 2 cups in each bag, and that's more than enough for any recipe I have, because the cans that I get, I believe they're 15-ounce cans, unless you get the big giant ones. But I don't spice it, I don't do anything, I just roast it and puree it. So that's what we're gonna do today, and like I said, and then freeze it. And then it's at my fingertips all year long, and at a fraction of the cost that it would have been. So I highly recommend it. The other recipe for canning is delicious, and I did it years ago. I don't know that we would go through enough to make it worth my while, but I might do a small batch of pumpkin pickles. They're really good, and they're an approved recipe. They're in the ball book. They are delicious, and I grew up eating them, and in fact, kids really like them. So if you've never had a pumpkin pickle, it's not like a dill pickle. It's a different flavor profile, but they're good. They stay crunchy. They're delicious. They're pretty. And every time I've put them out, the ones that eat the most are the kids. So they've got a little bit of a better. So I'm going to bring you in. Let me get these washed up. I'll bring you in and I'll show you how I do this. I have have a little trick that helps, and I want to share. Okay, so before I go any further, if you're new here, my name is Linda, and I do a lot of home food preservation, cooking, canning, gardening, DIY projects once in a while, and so I do want to invite you to subscribe to the channel. I also want to send you over to the Inquisitive Farm Wife. She is our hostess for this collaboration. So for the first week of October, we have a set schedule of people. If you want to join in, you totally can join in on the fun. She is she's even got a logo out there for you. If you get a hold of her, she'll send it to you so you can use that. But you want to hashtag PumpkinPalooza 2025. That way people will be able to find your video easier, because it's open to anybody after the first week. So, and even the first week, if you put videos up, big deal. It's an open collab, and it's meant for us to have a bunch of recipes that maybe we hadn't seen before and ideas of how to use the pumpkin. So I saved you from watching me struggle with the knife, which it did. It went pretty smoothly, actually. This one I was a little bit worried because I was off a little bit to the side. So I just get beside, well, let's show you, beside the stem and go down. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then I get my trusty canning jar lid. This is what I'm gonna get you in close so you can see that. But I want to make sure that you go over to the Inquisitive Farm Wife. She will have a playlist of everybody's video. As long as you hashtag, she'll get the gist that you've put out a video. And especially if you email her and tell her that you'd like the logo, that will be even better. And yeah, so okay, and the logo was what you saw in the thumbnail of this video. Okay, I love being first. No, not really, I don't. But we were talking about this, and I said that I was getting ready to put up pumpkins. She goes, "You should do that." So, okay, here we are, and I have other pumpkins. I actually, oh, this one, I'm definitely preserving this one. It's the cutest little bunkin pumpkin I ever saw, and I grew it. It's the only pumpkin I grew, but it's mine. It's mine. Can you believe the difference? And it's a little sweet pie pumpkin too. So, okay, enough of that. And I'm gonna get you in close, and we'll get to preserving this pumpkin. Okay, so this is super easy. And I've been doing this for years. I don't even remember how this came up, but the edges of these are sharp. And so if you go down, and I do this with spaghetti, any of the hard squashes, get in there, scrape that right down to the stringy stuff, just like that. And these don't have as, you know, big of a gut pile as the, like a big jack-o'-lantern pumpkin, but oh my gosh, don't discount it. One time, my son, I really never let the kids carve pumpkins. They got to draw on them because I cooked them. I bought them their food. They're not to throw away. So see, that scrapes that right out of there. And it gets in there pretty darn close. You can shave it down pretty good. So you get all that stringy stuff. And if you wanted to save these seeds, feel free. I'm going to get this stuff over to the neighbors for their chickens, because that's free food for them. And if I put it in my compost pile, I'll have a pumpkin patch out there for the deer. Okay, so that's pretty clean, right? Pretty easy peasy. Much easier than if I was taking a spoon and doing it. And then on my cookie sheet, I have about 1/4 of an inch of water, or on my jelly roll pan there. Now this one's going to be a little bit more gutsy because it's bigger, but we're going to roast this and then we're going to move on. I preheated my oven on convection to I think it's 375 or 380, and these will go pretty fast. They just don't take that long. But I was telling the story one time. I was cooking down big old jack-o'-lantern pumpkin that we'd had, and my son came in And he sees half of the pumpkin sitting there and half of it's in the oven. And I said, you want to help me with the rest of this? And he goes, what are you doing? And I was telling him. And he goes, oh, is that where our pumpkin pies come from? Yes, it sure is. And we sat and ate almost a half of a jack-o'-lantern just with butter and salt and pepper. So if you've never had pumpkin just by itself as a side dish, or, I mean, it is delicious. It's one of my favorite. I'm so thankful that I like winter squash because it's good. Now this one, you're going over the bump on that. Sounds like I got somebody coming in. The dogs are barking. And not my feet. Okay. Scrape that out. Get it all out of there. And this doesn't hurt the lid at all. I mean, I kind of save this lid for this purpose because it's not the last pumpkin I'm going to be doing this year. Now, hopefully I can get all of these on here, but if not, I will put another tray. And you want to wash them because when you cut through, anything that was on the outside goes to the inside, just like any other vegetable or fruit. So let me do that. I'm going to stick these in the oven. When I can get a knife through, pierce through, and it goes through with no resistance, we're going to bring them out, and I'll bring you back and show you what. Okay, guys, so the pumpkins only took about a half hour. They don't take that long. And I'm just going to flip these over so they can cool because they are hot. Hot, hot, hot. Oh, that one's falling apart already. Ooh, that could be my treat right there. Anyway, getting these so nice. I mean, they are fork tender, but they are going to have to cool a little bit. I'm going to get myself a little bit of this in a bowl. Put some butter and some salt and pepper while I'm waiting for the rest of this because I can't not do it. It's so good. I really wish that we would get to a point where we were all eating seasonally because you appreciate it so much more when you eat seasonally instead of, you know, having availability year round for things. They haven't figured pumpkin out yet though. Huh? Other than, oh yeah. So that is pretty sweet for, it'll be great in pumpkin pie. Oh my gosh. Anything pumpkin, pumpkin bread, pumpkin muffins, pumpkin cookies, pumpkin, yes, pumpkin cheesecake. Yes, please. All right. What would you make with this pumpkin? Let me know in the comments. I'll be back when they're cool enough I can handle them. Okay, so I don't know if they're cool enough or not, but I'm tired of waiting. And literally, they're coming out of the skins, as you can see. So take that skin right off. That can go in the compost pile. And this one, let's just see how this one goes. I have enough. Oh, yeah. It's just easy. Just peel that right off of there. And if it didn't want to peel, get a spoon and scoop. I have a spoon handy, but it's peeling. There was one little spot over here that I needed to get that off. Look at that. And you've got pumpkin, and I'm not going to puree it per se. I'm going to break it up. So a can of pumpkin, even, you know, Walmart brand, I believe it's $2, $2 something for a 15-ounce can. So this pumpkin is going to give me more than, way more. And it was, the whole pumpkin was $2. So let's see what we can get in this bag. We're going to measure out 2 cups. And like I said, it doesn't have to be pureed. You can do that, but I don't need to. It's going to come out of that. So I've got my bag here. and in the baggie. Well, we're gonna need some help from a spoon. Oh, maybe not be so overly zealous there. I got my bag unhooked. That's not good. So hook my bag back up. And I take the tops of the bags and flip them over so none of that gunk, pumpkin is going to get inside and impede the seal. So 2 cups of packed pumpkin. So this is definitely going to do, I'm thinking this is going to do 4 cups out of 1 pumpkin, which, wow, how wonderful is that? Okay, get this. And I've got my WeVac vacuum sealer downstairs, so I'm going to just take this bag off here, and it can go in my little basket to travel with me to the downstairs. That's how easy this is. And let me rinse my hands really quick, and I will show you one more. And yes, I did have a pumpkin snack. That was delicious. Just a little butter, salt, and pepper. And I shared with the dogs. Pumpkin's very good for the dogs. And so that's another reason why I want it on the shelf, is to have it for them. So let's see if we can get 4 cups out of this pie pumpkin. I think we can. That's 1. And every one of them is going to be a little different size. I do try when I'm buying the pie pumpkins to buy bigger rather than smaller. Oh, don't make a mess. Too late. Okay. Yep, 2 cups. Woo! Okay. Mess not diverted. We're going to clean this up and get it in the bag. Oh my gosh. Okay, I won't show you. Okay, I got the mess cleaned up. It wasn't that bad. So what I decided, I was just shy of 4 cups on that smaller pumpkin. So I've got one that's got 2 cups in here. And once these freeze, they're pretty much pureed at this point. And then these other 2 bags, I split the remaining. It was about 3/4 of a cup. Any remaining I don't need for a recipe. And who doesn't want some extra pumpkin in their recipe? If it's an exact recipe, then I will keep the extra for the dogs. Or we have a little side dish of mashed pumpkin. So no harm, no foul. In fact, the next bags that I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do 3 cups in all of them. Because this makes better use of these bags. And I do buy the vacuum bags that go with the WeVac. It just works better, the WeVac brand. And these bags are going to get to use because I've got more pumpkins to do. I'm going to do them on a different day here. We're still using them for decoration and making me feel like fall's here. Anyways, let's go downstairs and get these sealed. Hey guys, we are down here. So I've got my bags all ready to go. You want to get your WeVac ready or your vacuum sealer, whatever kind of vacuum sealer you have. This one, I do have a coupon code, and it's been one of the best purchases that I could ever make. I was sponsored this, but if I was going to buy a vacuum sealer, this would be it. It's fantastic. They just beat me to it. Oh, maybe not. There we go. And we wait, and we wait. And the glare down here, I'm so sorry. It's pretty bad. I mean, I need to change the lights. So we don't get so much glare. And it just takes a few minutes. And I can stack these on the shelf in the freezer, and we've got pumpkin for all winter. Okay, here we go. It's almost done. Almost. This is real time, okay? But I want you to see how long it takes. So we have 6 seconds now. It's counting down, and you have to wait till it's done. So if I was to open that before it's done, and then you wait for the bell. And then you can open it, okay? It's a little button on the side, and I have a bag of pureed pumpkin. Not all vacuum sealers would be able to do this. So a chamber vac can do this without losing any liquid out of the top. It's all good. You can do soups. I can do 2 cups of soup in a bag without having a mess. I don't have to freeze it first. And we've got pumpkin. So I'm going to do the other bags. I'm going to get them in the freezer. And I hope this inspires you to join in on PumpkinPalooza. Let me know what you make with homemade home fresh pumpkin. And if you've got a secret recipe, can you share it? I would love to, if you share it, I would love to share it on my channel. So if that would be okay with you, that would be fun to do some pumpkin recipes that subscribers have given me. All right, let's get the other 2 sealed, and we're good to go for today. All right, guys. Happy pumpkin palooza-ing. Bye now. Don't forget to check out all the channels that I listed down in the description box below for you, and leave a comment and let them know that you're on board.